What's up, guys? I'm sorry about the intro. I had some spare time one afternoon, so I just thought I'd throw it together for something different. But anyway, how's it going? It's me again, Telegram Sam, as part of the Modern Age TV. The other day I was trying to come up with some ideas for new videos, so I jumped into a game of Rumble Pit, as it was, it's pretty laid back, so I wouldn't have to concentrate too hard. And then it came to me, with Halo 4's imminent release, why not just talk about Halo Reach? So Halo 4, as you probably know, is out on the 6th of November. Well, I'm not too sure when I'll upload this video and get it out there, but it's pretty damn close now, and I can't wait. So it just got me thinking, once it's out, I'll probably never play Reach again. So in this video, I'll just be going through my opinions on Reach really and summing it all up, what I've thought about it. Oh, and this gameplay is completely unrelated, by the way. It's nothing special, just for something to watch. I figured it's better to have something to watch than just to listen. It's back-to-back Rumble Pit games that I played one night. I mean, they're okay. I got a total of 86 kills with both the games, so it's a decent enough watch. So then, where to start? I guess I'll give you a bit of a background on my Halo history first. My first experience with the series was with Combat Evolved, Halo 1. One of my friends' older brother bought an Xbox and Halo 1 on release, so whenever we got a chance we'd sneakily get on it and play. We took it in turns going through the campaign. When each other died, the other one would have a go, But once that was done, we had to go at the multiplayer. And I don't think Xbox Live was out at that point, and Halo 1 didn't have online capabilities anyway, so we just had split screen 1v1s pretty much every weekend. Now Halo 2 came out in November 2004. I didn't own an Xbox myself, but when I heard about Halo 2 having Xbox Live support, and being able to play matches like against my friend but against people from all over the world, it sounded amazing. So that Christmas I asked for an Xbox for Christmas from my parents, and I was lucky enough to get one. I'm going to try and not talk about Halo 2 too much because I could for hours. It's just easily the best online experience I've ever had. It was just endless hours of stupidly good fun, especially with all your friends and stuff. I don't even want to think about how much time I spent on it, but I guess I was only a kid, so you didn't have much else to do. All the glitches just somehow worked as well, and seemed to make it better. You could just jump into a custom game and have fun with all the super bounces, or you do the rocket sword lunge thing, or sword cancel to try and get outside the maps. Well, that's before Bungie patched the rocket sword lunge, which was annoying, but it was still a good laugh. And then you had the button glitches, being the BX speed, BX and double shots, and all that stuff, which just brought even more of a competitive edge to it all, especially with MLG. And MLG just made it a whole new dimension, so it was great. I carried on playing Halo 2 on and off for years, until Microsoft, for some reason, ultimately disconnected the Xbox Live support for our original Xbox games in April 2010. Whenever I'm together with my friends though, we usually just boot up Halo 2 and have LAN sessions. It's great fun. So Halo 3. It came out in September 2007, and obviously I was super pumped, like everyone else was. The beta was pretty good, that game was Crackdown, and it was the first Halo game on a 360, so it had to be amazing. But when it came out, I was just disappointed, to be honest. I just didn't seem to enjoy it as much as I did Halo 2. I guess it could have been down to the fact that I was older, and I didn't play games as much in general anyway. I mean, I was at college at the time, so I guess you just have other things in your life, With Halo 1 and 2 I was a kid and a teenager, so there wasn't much else to do. But another thing that I think didn't help Halo 3 is the fact that in November 2007 this little game called Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was released. Now Modern Warfare 1, in my opinion, is the best COD. It was great, and it is great. It was just something new because the Halo games had dominated console FPS for years. So it was just like a fresh start really. And with COD, as most of you probably know, it's easy. You can load it up, jump into a game and get matched up instantaneously, with the main objective being to kill everything. It's entertaining and it kills time. It's the classic arcade style pick up and play, And that's why it's successful, and that's why they are successful. I mean, Halo 3 still had a huge and loyal community, but there was a massive shift over to the COD franchise, which is still there today now, with the yearly releases of the Modern Warfares and Black Opses, or whatever. Obviously I played other games, but I ended up getting back into Halo 3 properly in early 2010, and from then on I played it regularly. Probably after the original Xbox games were discontinued actually, so I had no Halo 2 anymore. I needed my Halo fix. To be honest, in the end I did enjoy it, and it was a good game. It wasn't Halo 2, but it was never going to be. And I doubt anything ever will be. I played it solid until September when Reach came out. Now in between Halo 3 and Reach, there were other Halo games like Halo Wars and ODST, which both came out in 2009. I played Halo Wars a little, but it wasn't really my type of game. I do like the odd foray into RTS games, but at the time it just wasn't doing much for me, so I didn't play it that much. And I might have to give it another go sometime. With ODST, I thought it was great, to be honest. It was sort of an expansion pack onto the Halo 3 campaign, but I think it was actually my favourite Halo campaign. It was just, the atmosphere was all dark and eerie, and I think it's a nice addition to the Halo universe. And it was also the first Halo game to introduce Firefight, which was great. So anyway, Halo Reach. It was released in September 2010, and it's a prequel to the original Halo trilogy. I won't divulge into talking too much about the campaign, but it is a good story and I enjoyed it. To be honest, with Halo games, I'm mainly interested in the multiplayer. I don't neglect the campaigns, but I'm not in a hurry to complete or run through them or anything. I just tend to have a go. If I've got some time to kill, I want to change of pace, so I usually just go through them co-op with friends. And I won't go too deep into talking about all the different multiplayer modes or playlists either. I'll just give you an overview of it all. So, Reach multiplayer. I guess I'll start with the maps first. The new ones were okay, but it was nice to see some old maps in there from the past Halo games. Even things like Reflection and Pinnacle, being Ivory Tower and Ascension from Halo 2 respectively, were good because they were Halo 2 maps, you know. I never was that big a fan of them on Halo 2, but because they were Halo 2 maps, it was great. But I was also glad to see Sanctuary back in there too, because along with Lockout and Midship, that's my favourite Halo 2 map. There were also a few new and different things brought in for Reach that were not in the past Halo games. The equipment from Halo 3, stuff like the bubble shield, power drain, radar jammer and grav lift and all that stuff, was now gone. And in their place, Bungie brought in the armour abilities, which were Sprint, Hologram, Armour Lock, Active Camo, other which is Invisibility. Oh, and Jetpack, and in some cases there was Dodge. I wasn't that overly excited about it all, to be honest. It didn't seem like something a Halo game would or should have. I was into the old style Halo. You know, everyone starts out as a Spartan with the same weapon and no armour abilities. You know where the power weapons are and the power ups are, and you know the main parts of the map to control. So it's up to you to set up if you want to have an advantage. I guess it is a prequel though, so it was set before all the time with Master Chief and stuff, but I did welcome all the changes. Overall, I think the armour abilities were an okay addition. I rarely ventured away from using Sprint myself, unless I was messing about, but that was just me. I actually had some good fun using the hologram from time to time. Just seeing people shooting or chasing hologram Sam made me laugh. The ones that annoyed me the most were probably Armour Lock and Jetpack, which I think annoyed most of the Reach community. I don't know what it was, but I just always seemed to come up against people who were absolutely insane with Armour Lock. Seriously, you probably played against them yourself, but they just timed everything perfectly and ended up destroying me. And Jetpack was pretty brutal sometimes though, especially in doubles, which I played a lot. Just bullshit on maps like Uncaged. You get the rockets and just suddenly fly up from below and take you out. There's nothing you could have done about it, that was it. You're dead. Oh man, it was great. It's a good fun though. But I couldn't really use it myself either, because I play using the bumper jumper button layout. So my action button for the armour abilities is X. So if I had to hold down X to Jetpack, it's practically impossible to aim with the right stick. So it just seemed a little redundant to me. Firefight was back from ODST, which was always fun to kill time, like the campaign. And Forge mode was also back, and Forge is great. It was just good searching for some highly rated race maps and downloading them and racing around with friends on the mongooses or warthogs. Just something else to do if you weren't in the mood for killing stuff. And we also ended up making a few of our own race maps in the end. There were also new weapons introduced and some weapons left out. The DMR came in to replace the BR, which was a shame, because the BR, you know, it's classic Halo 2 and Halo 3, it was just a good weapon. The downside was, along with it all, came Bloom. Basically, Bloom was, your crosshairs would get wider and wider depending on how much you spam the trigger, causing your shot to become less accurate. Well, that was a theory with it all anyway. When I heard about its impending arrival to the series, I was a little sceptical, as it was again something that had never been or had needed to be in the Halo games. If it isn't broke, don't fix it, you know? And the Reach beta tests were a horror show for Bloom, and Bungie admitted it themselves. Finishing headshots only seemed to register about half of the time. Even if you run no Bloom, you just shoot a guy in the head and he won't die. It was annoying, but it was only the beta, and surely it would be fixed for the actual game, and it kind of was. And I, along with most people, thought that the introduction of Bloom would be a good way of bringing a skill gap into Halo Reach, and it sort of did. Once you have the timing of everything down, and realised that you had to wait for the Bloom to reset before firing again, it was fine. And you'd be able to outgun most people. I just found it really inconsistent though, and to the extent that it deterred me from playing the more competitive game types for a bit. Now, I'm a decent Halo player, I'm not amazing, but I'm probably better than the average guy, and most of the time, the pacing yourself with Bloom and timing your shots to what you think should work, it just wouldn't. You constantly get killed by the other guy just spamming the trigger and catching you with a lucky headshot, despite being on full Bloom. You still end up winning the game, but it's just bullshit deaths again that are annoying. I also think the release of the Halo HD remake, the Anniversary Edition, last November, breathed some new life into Reach. The Anniversary map pack included the best Halo 1 maps, and the game types are great. It was classic Halo, you know, it's the way it should be. And the pistol was back. And I mean the good old pistol, the 3-shot kills. It was great. Anyway, I think I've rambled on a bit too much here, but I'll try and sum it up now. All in all, I think Reach is, and was, a good and enjoyable game. It isn't the best Halo, but it wasn't going to be. I guess you can treat it as its own separate entity anyway, as it isn't technically part of the original Halo trilogy, now quadrilogy of course, but it's just set in the Halo universe, and in that sense, on its own, I guess it holds up quite well. So now it's on to 343 to show us what they can do. I believe they're made up of mostly ex-Bungie employees who worked on the first 2 Halo games, so it does bode well. Well, I guess we'll all just find out on November the 6th then. Thanks for watching this anyway, and don't forget to subscribe and check out my channel, because I should be releasing a ton of Halo 4 videos when it's finally out, but I also do vids for other games and stuff. I'm still a pretty new channel, looking to grow, so every sub and follower helps. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'll see you all on Halo 4.
Showstopper. Double kill. Ball reset. Ball taken. Ball reset. Five minutes remaining. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Double kill. Ball taken. Triple kill. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball dropped. 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 Double kill. Triple kill. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Double kill. Triple kill. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Killing spree. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Ball taken. Ball dropped. 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 Ball taken. Double kill. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Ball taken. 1 minute remaining. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Double kill. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Ball dropped. Ball taken. 30 seconds remaining. Ball dropped. Ball taken. 10 seconds remaining. Ball dropped. Ball taken. Game